WB6JLA. This is the amazing Yaesu FT1000 MP Mark V. It's a 200 watt amplifier, very powerful, very, very feature rich.
Because you're kind of in a fixed position if you're running a wire antenna.
And the DSP features are quite extraordinary. The options, the menu options, probably 100 menu options to customize the unit for your use. Features I've really never seen in a lot of transceivers, so I'm going to walk through some of the basic stuff. So you're looking at the dual units. There's two transceivers built in. I primarily use this one, and I'm on 7199. There's a lot of selectivity choices, plus there's a whole DSP system here for customizing the signals, both your receiving and your transmitting signals. For example, it's got two preamp selections. One is through this IPO button, and it selects a broadband IF preamp or a frequency specific preamp. So by pushing it, it eliminates a lot of background noise you might get from a strong signal. The other one is this control here, and if you look at this, that's tuning your IF preamp, and it moves it so it eliminates more superior signals that you don't want. It's really a great feature. I've never really seen that in a unit before. Then of course you've got your filters. Right now I've got a factory filter in, plus I've got a 2 kHz filter. And of course you can tune the IF. This shifts your IF. And that shifts the bandwidth. Plus you've got a really interesting set of tools here. You've got a noise eliminator here, and you've got a contouring of the AM, and I'll show you that works. So you've got various presets, and you can set those in your menu to change how the presets are set, but I'll show you what it does. That's peak to the high AF. That's the mid-range, which I find it sounds best for me. And a super low boost. Pretty nice features, and of course the noise blanker. That's all programmable within the menus. Another extraordinary feature is the amplifier built in is 200 watts, but you can change it to a Class A, which has the purest signal and the best audio, by pushing a button right here, and that sets it to Class A versus your standard amplifier. And of course you've got a variable power button. It goes from basically 0 all the way to 200 watts, depending on if you're doing tune-up, I use a low 20 watts when I'm using the antenna tuner or manual tuner. Or if you're tuning into a linear amplifier, I've got a Yaesu amplifier, and it takes no more than 80 watts in. I set it at 50 watts in, not to overload it. So that control is very, very handy. Quick frequency change. So I'm at 7199. If I want to get to 7299, I just push the up button or down button, So now I'm in the CW part of the band. Pretty dial frequency steps are programmable with the menu. I have it set at very, very fine tuning. You can take it to rough tuning, depending what your preference is. So as far as CW selectivity, this is a monster machine doing CW because the DSP here has peaking frequencies. It just really brings the CW frequency, CW signal out. Plus, you've got filter choices, and I have this set at 250 hertz filter for CW. Combine that with your IF shift and your bandwidth and your peaking. Just incredible how this machine really works on CW. I'm going to go and find one now and show you. The transceiver has a spectacular fast antenna tuner. It works so fast that push it and it's already tuned. It remembers all your frequencies. And so when I first got it, I didn't think the tuner was working. It was too fast. But when you put some power in it, it's down to almost 1-to-1. It really does a fantastic job. And it's got an antenna AB switch. You can see right there. I have it set to dummy load on the B antenna. It switches back and forth real easily. And of course, you've got your antenna attenuator, very effective, and your AGC from fast to slow and automatic. That's selectable in your menu how you want that to be set up also. So this transceiver requires two powers, a 12 volt and a 30 volt. And I have my Astron giving it the 15 volt side. And the 30 volt comes from this DC power supply. I paid $114 brand new on eBay and made up my own cable, saved quite a bit of money. But it really works well. I'm going to show you. I'm going to put some power on. So I've got the power button here. And we push the transmit, and you can see it's reading 100 watts, roughly, on the dummy load. It's drawing 9 amps at 30 volts, the transmitter side. And as we crank it up to 200 watts, your meter on the transceiver reads 200. We're reading 200 on the watt meter, actually a little more. And we got 14 amps draw. This is a 20 amp power supply, so it's plenty of power for a key down. Transceiver does a great job. So I've changed the 7 megahertz band, and watch how fast this tuner is. Boom. The weight went on, the weight went off. So we got quite a few tools to clarify the signal. I'll show you again. So you've got your bandwidth. Got your shift. Yaesu FT 1000 MP Mark V 200 watt transceiver, dual radio. It's got 2 optional filters, one for 2kc and one for 250 cycle for CW. Plus the standard filters built in, and with all the DSP controls here and your variables here, adjustable noise blanker. These are your filter buttons. It's got your IF preamp that eliminates a lot of noise and background information. It's a great transceiver. So WB6JLA, signing off.